If you hold XRP, the amount of ridiculous price predictions that I've seen out there that have no merit or no backing and that are not built on a foundation of truth through technical analysis is absolutely ludicrous. And also the amount of negativity that's spread out there on the other side of the scale, saying XRP is going to zero, it's a scam project, it's complete BS. So in this video, what I'm going to be breaking down with you is XRP compared to the Bitcoin price chart on exactly what happened the last bull run when XRP saw a massive breakout, where we're at right now in comparison to Bitcoin and what's most likely to happen next. We're talking about Bitcoin's dominance and when we will see the rotation over into altcoins for the biggest bull run in history. We have to talk about the stock to flow model in terms of Bitcoin's halving and what happens leading up until Bitcoin's halving and post Bitcoin's halving that will cause parabolic price action in some of your favorite altcoins. And then my realistic price prediction for XRP leading into the tail end of this bull run going into 2025. So if you're feeling bullish, comment 777. If you're feeling blessed, comment 777. And if you're going to become the first millionaire in your family tree, then give that subscribe button a tippity taparoo, sink the putt. We're doing it for grandma because we're going to beat the SEC and we're buying her house back with XRP. Let's run it. All right, bull runners, welcome back to the channel. So with the entire market cap of the industry sitting at $1.98 trillion, Bitcoin sitting above 51K, Ethereum is above $3,000, Solana at 103, XRP still sitting at 54 cents. And some of these projects are down on the week. Like for example, Cardano's down 5%, whereas XRP is only down 2%. Avalanche is down 8%. And then some of these projects are up, like BNB is up 10%. If I scroll down the list, Uniswap is up 40%. And so the narrative right now for XRP holders is that XRP is dead. It's a scam project. It's going to zero. And generally speaking, when you see the negativity at a max for a project that is clearly not going away, then that is the best time to add it to your radar and look at why that negativity is spreading, because 99% of people are retail, right? They're average everyday people. They work jobs. They want to get rich fast. You know, they buy lottery tickets at gas stations and they don't understand what the 1% understand. Otherwise, they would be wealthy, right? The competition is less competitive at the top because 99% of people aren't willing to do what the 1% do, which is change their mindset, right? It's not only a skill set that you need to learn for wealth mastery, to build a business, to be able to understand different investing terms that are very complicated, like understanding taxes, how to be able to maximize your tax benefits and all sorts of different stuff. But the most important thing that the 1% understand is how do you shift a mentality about something when it's the most difficult to go against the grain? Because when 99% of people are bashing something or hating on something and they're just downplaying it, and the 1%, look at that. What they do is they do the opposite, right? And so as you guys know, when the lawsuit hit Ripple back in the last bull run, it cut it short and XRP still stayed in the top 10 the entire bull run. So obviously the price performance wasn't as big as everyone expected, but it still performed, you know what, a 15x, even regardless of the lawsuit. So when we go on the way back machine, you know, we look right here on April 14th, you know, XRP was sitting at $1.92. And this was the peak for that bull run. XRP was up 83% the past 7 days and Bitcoin, you know, had already topped out at that point. And so when we look at XRP right now, you know, compared to what happened in the past, let's compare it to Bitcoin and let's talk about Bitcoin's market cycle and what happened when Bitcoin broke out during the last bull run. Because as you guys know, you know, in August of 2020, Bitcoin was at $12,300. We saw a sell-off down to about $9,900. Now, if we look here, it's somewhat similar to what's happened recently where, you know, Bitcoin rallied up. Post ETF news, $48,000. We saw a sell-off down to $38,000, and then we're rallying on out of here to pass the high. We form a new high, and then 95 days. What happened here is 95 days after Bitcoin formed a high in August of 2020 is when XRP started to run. Bitcoin was breaking out. So Bitcoin broke out from the high that you can see here in August of 2020, it took 65 days to break out. And if we look at the XRP price chart, 65 days in, XRP was in a downtrend. So XRP was seeing a sell-off while Bitcoin was seeing a rally. So XRP dropped from 32 cents. It was all the way at like 25 cents right here. And Bitcoin was breaking out from the high. And so 95 days later, Bitcoin was all the way upwards of $18,000, up from $12,000. And finally, XRP saw a breakout, above the high of 32 cents. And we just see these massive green candles in a matter of 2 days, all the way upwards of 79, almost 80 cents. And then shortly after that in December, the lawsuit hit and it brought XRP all the way back down to 17 cents. So had that lawsuit not hit, XRP most likely would have continued trending upwards with Bitcoin and past the all-time high. So the 2021 bull run was cut short and XRP still did very well, leading to almost, $2, even though it didn't pass the all-time high. So when we look at XRP compared to Bitcoin right here around the 22nd of October, when Bitcoin was breaking out, and we compare that to what's happening right now, it's very, very similar, where you can see XRP, topped out in November right here at 74 cents. We see a downtrend taking place. Bitcoin decides to break the high of the 11th of January, whereas XRP just saw a measly little rally from 48 cents all the way upwards of 58 cents and now continues to trend downwards. Well, that's exactly what happened right here in October of 2020. And then just a month later, XRP decided to break out when Bitcoin was not slowing down. So on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see the Bitcoin price chart right now. On the right-hand side of the screen, you can see the Bitcoin price chart from 2020 to 2021. So a big support zone that we're watching here, the high on the 11th of January of 2024 at around $49,000, if we can hold this level and we continuously trend higher, right now we can see this bull flag right here for Bitcoin. So if we continuously do what happened from the 20th of October 2020 until the 20th of November of 2020, eventually, guys, something would have to give for XRP, and eventually XRP would see some of that liquidity flow in from Bitcoin. So if I were to trace up the chart from October of 2020 until, let's just say, November of 2020 for XRP, and I also were to trace Bitcoin's chart from the last bull run up to where we are today, if it takes, let's say, 95 days from when Bitcoin broke the high of January 11th, 2024, and then for XRP, it takes 95 days from that period as well, too, for XRP to break out, well, then the chart would look something like this. XRP could see a sell-off further to the downside to, 48 cents, 45 cents, potentially even lower. And then if Bitcoin continues to trend up and we hold this support, and we don't see a shakeout event before Bitcoin's halving, then eventually XRP would do something. Now, if XRP doesn't do anything and Bitcoin just continues to trend higher, break 60K, break 65, break 70K, and XRP isn't moving, then we would need to talk about a much bigger price suppression that is taking place. So a lot of people talk about how price suppression is taking place this bull run. Well, they don't realize that price suppression was taking place last bull run and XRP still did well. And so 99% of retail, what they're focused on and the reason why they're frustrated, which is completely understandable, but the only thing that they're focused on is price action. They're focused on when are they going to get rich? When is this scratch off lottery ticket mindset going to pay off for them about buying something to get rich fast? Whereas the OG holders understand how market cycles move. In order for XRP to see a massive rally, we need to see the dominance for Bitcoin drop. And right now, the dominance for Bitcoin is still above 50%. It's sitting at 52%. Now, during that rally when XRP broke out in November, as you guys can see here, Bitcoin's dominance was at 66%. It dropped down to 61%. And then for the final stage of that bull run, when XRP rallied up to almost $2, you saw Bitcoin's dominance go up to 73% and then drop all the way down here to 40%. And that's when we saw altcoins go absolutely parabolic. And so we would need to see something similar happen for Bitcoin where, if Bitcoin rallies up one more time, I would expect the dominance to top out somewhere around, 57, 58%, and then for it to turn around and for altcoins to go absolutely parabolic. And then the total 3, which is all altcoins excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. We could even look at total 2, which is all altcoins, just excluding Bitcoin. Ethereum would be included, but look at the psychology of a market cycle and how similar this is. Even if I were to trace this up to be the exact size of the chart and make it a little bit more transparent, you can see right at the peak of the market when we were in euphoria, you saw this complacency stage right around here at about $800 billion. And then you saw anxiety, denial, and panic kick in, and then capitulation was down here at about $300 billion. We saw this little rally up to form this neckline. We drop all the way down here to about $286 billion. For anger, we rally up, see a sell-off to go into depression where people think that the altcoins are dead, the market's going to continuously trend downwards. And at this stage, right about here is when people are the most bearish. And that's the best time to back up the truck all the way to the bank, grab the bags, pack them and stack them. And guess what happened? That's exactly what I did. I was buying Bitcoin at $16,000. I was putting the majority of my income into the altcoin market because, I've been around since 2016. So understanding how market cycles move is something that we pay attention to on this channel. Now, I'm not a particular genius, okay? I'm a college dropout. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand this stuff. In fact, you can take the psychology of a market cycle, trace it up for yourself, and you can see some similarities here. Now, there's going to be some minor differences, obviously, in terms of, the price action and when the anger stage is or when the depression stage is. For example, as you saw at a depression, we slowly work our way into disbelief, whereas disbelief came a little bit faster and we broke out from the neckline from the 15th of August of 2022 of about $450 billion. But when we break this neckline, we came back to back test it multiple times to hold it as support. For the disbelief rally, now we're in the stage of breaking out to hope, where a recovery is possible, and we start it all over again. And now, as we break out into hope, it takes some time to get to optimism. And so, leading into Bitcoin's halving, what I would expect to happen is for the altcoin market to potentially move a little bit higher, but then for us to see a correction sometime before the halving. Now, how deep that correction will be will really depend on, the total liquidity in the market at that time and also where all these altcoins are at. But if we push higher and we see something like this take place where the altcoin market cap breaks, $630 billion resistance right here, and we push all the way up to the middle of the complacency stage, I would expect a much deeper pullback into going into the halving for Bitcoin, and then a consolidation period before we break out and move higher into the optimism, belief, and thrill stage of the market. But I would expect something like this to take place, where when we start pushing upwards of $700 billion to $750 billion right here, for this to be the hope stage of the market, and then for us to work our way in 2024 through this stage before we go into the final stages of the bull run in 2025, where we break the all-time high and we go into price discovery, and then we start to see 1 trillion, 2 trillion, potentially $3 trillion for total 3, and for us to make life-changing gains with altcoins. And at that stage, Bitcoin's dominance would be dropping, and it would make the most sense to hold altcoins over Bitcoin. But right now, until Bitcoin breaks its all-time high, Bitcoin's dominance is most likely going to stay above 50% for an extended period of time over the next few months. So you guys are early right now. And XRP is most likely, based on the past, going to underperform in comparison to Bitcoin, leading into Bitcoin's halving, because all eyes are still on Bitcoin right now with the recent ETF approvals. Just like what happened back here in October of 2020 with XRP seeing a sell-off further to the downside, and then slowly working our way out of here before seeing these massive green candles of 40% or upwards of 100%. Also, looking at the stock to flow model for Bitcoin right now and where we are in the days until the next halving is showing that the halving is right around May 4th, and we're going from blue to dark purple right now. If we look at the last bull run before Bitcoin's halving, when we went from dark blue to purple, we're seeing this last rally up when Bitcoin went from about $6,800 to about $10,000. Then the final shakeout event took place for COVID, Black Swan event. So you can't prepare for Black Swan events. If a Black Swan event happens for Bitcoin, we come all the way back down to, let's say, like $35,000, maybe $32,000. It's very well possible. It's on the table. I would expect altcoins to get absolutely destroyed in the short term, one final shakeout event, and then for that to be the last dip before we start working our way out of here after Bitcoin's halving, when we flip to red and then we consolidate and start going into orange, we start breaking out. So if there's a Black Swan event, you just have to be prepared for that. Now, the last thing that the Democrats want is for there to be a market crash before the election, because then Joe Biden stands absolutely zero chance to go back into the office, and he needs every single handicap that he can get. And one of the biggest handicaps that they can give him is a bull run leading into the election for the crypto market, because he posted on Twitter this right here with laser eyes saying it's exactly as we drew up, and people thought they were talking about the Super Bowl with like Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce with their business contract that they had, or whatever that was, to boost Taylor Swift's album sales and to boost NFL sales, put it into overtime, make more money from commercials. It's all business. Guys, if you understand how, sports work, well, the NFL is registered as entertainment, the exact same as the WWE. So they can legally rig games to make more money without being legally liable for people that are going to be betting on it. So it's crazy how the world works. But people thought they were talking, Joe Biden was posting the laser eyes for the football game, the Super Bowl, when in reality, he was posting laser eyes for the crypto market, because Bitcoin was passing the high at the exact same time that was taking place. So do you think that they would pump the markets before the election, so then during the debates, Joe Biden could say they have the best economy of all all-time, markets are hitting all-time highs, and that's why you should vote for him again. In my opinion, I believe that that's what they would do because it's common sense. I mean, why else would people vote for the guy? He could barely string a sentence together. He doesn't even know where the podium is when he's walking on stage. He should pretty much be put in a retirement home. So I would expect something like this to take place. We're going from blue to dark purple, more like the 2016 bull run, where we see this parabolic blow off top and then, a little correction going into the halving to come back down to back test the top of the dark blue stage. So the top of the dark blue stage is about $31,000. So we could come all the way back down there going into Bitcoin's halving. I don't think it will be that deep of a correction. I think we might come back down to maybe 46, 47K if we push higher. Like let's say we push upwards of, 60 to 65K near the all-time high. I don't think we're going to pass the all-time high, before Bitcoin's halving. After Bitcoin's halving, I would expect a sell-off to take place, further consolidation, and then for us to pass the all-time high in Q4 of 2024 near the election. And if we look at the prior bull run of 2012, we can see going from dark blue to purple, we rallied all the way up here. We saw a little correction consolidation period. And then when we turned to red, then we started working our way out of here. And it wasn't until we went into this orange state after Bitcoin's halving, about 1,200-ish days until the next halving, then we started to go parabolic for every single bull run. So if you guys want confirmation of when to enter the markets, again, I'm not going to tell you what price to buy or what price to sell. I'm just going to bring you the news. I'm going to bring you the facts on the technicals in terms of when the best confirmation would be based on this stuff to be entering the markets. Then you could judge it based on this, because if you're a little scared of a black swan event taking place on or near election with election interference, maybe something with World War III, power outages, EMP attack, you could just base it on this and wait until we go from red to orange. And then if you enter the markets right here, sure, you might be buying a little bit higher than where we are right now. Like if the markets rally up to 60 to 65K, and then when we turn to orange, we're at like 61K, and maybe we dip down to 58K, then we'd be higher than where we are right now. But on the macro, if you zoom out, back in 2020, when we flipped from red to orange, we went absolutely parabolic. Back in 2016, when we flipped from red to orange, we went absolutely parabolic. Back in 2012, when we flipped from red to orange, we went absolutely parabolic. So with Bitcoin's halving coming very, very soon, what do you expect to happen when we flip from red to orange? Well, the most likely case scenario is for us to go absolutely parabolic. So with that much liquidity coming into the market, it is BS. It's absolutely ludicrous how many people are saying that XRP will go to zero. Guys, XRP has been in the top 10 for so long. It's going to remain in the top 10. In fact, if we look at the last bull run when XRP went to $1.92 when Bitcoin was at $64,000, the market cap was $87 billion. Bitcoin's market cap was $1.2 trillion. And so XRP climbed from like 3% of Bitcoin's total market cap valuation to about 7%. And so my price target for Bitcoin for this bull run cycle is right around $190,000 at about a $3.7 trillion market cap. And so where that would put XRP is around $4 or $5, which might not be the most exciting thing, but to show you what's possible, if we draw the Fibonacci retracement tool from the all-time high to the low, it could outperform that drastically. That's conservative, guys. $5 is my most conservative price target for XRP. Now, in terms of, where I'm expecting XRP to go on a bullish scenario would be anywhere from $11 to 13-ish, $14. I know in previous videos I've said, anywhere from $10 to $30, but where I'll be taking profits is anywhere between, $11 and $13 for XRP. And, what I'm going to be looking for is I'm going to be looking for the complacency stage on the other side. For example, if you plan on selling XRP based on price alone and not where we are in the macro market cycle based off Bitcoin, that's why we talk a lot about Bitcoin on the charts, then you might be selling way too early. For example, if you look back in the last bull run when XRP dropped in the bear market from 0.006 all the way down here to 0.003 for the final shakeout event, and then XRP, went absolutely parabolic and rallied all the way up here to like 38 cents. People were selling on the way up. They were selling XRP at 6 cents. They were selling XRP at 17 cents. They even sold XRP all the way up here at 33 cents, but then they never got back into XRP again. And this was a massive mistake. And the reason why is if you would have held and waited for Bitcoin to top out and for Bitcoin to go on the complacency stage on the other side, you would have caught this massive rally up for XRP all the way upwards of $3. And even if you didn't sell the all-time high and you waited for the complacency stage, well, you could have been selling XRP right here at $1.50. You could have caught it all the way here at $1.09. And instead of selling at 38 cents, you could have sold at $1.18 and been in even more profit. So I would expect something similar to happen for XRP, right? You don't have to catch the exact high. You don't have to sell XRP in the last bull run at like $1.90 right here. You could have sold XRP at $1.35 and still done well, and then bought back in relative to the bottom based on the macro market cycle when Bitcoin's indicators show that we've bottomed out when I was making videos back around $16,000 for Bitcoin. And so XRP is just so ridiculously undervalued right now. It's not even funny. So to sell XRP right now, before we go into the hope stage, when we're about to go into the hope stage for Bitcoin, I think is foolish, guys. If you've been holding this long and you've been holding XRP since June of 2022, even back since 2020, or let's say you bought post lawsuit and you're just right at about a break even right here, not post lawsuit, pre-lawsuit, before the lawsuit was hit in December of 2020, let's say you bought at 60 cents and then you've just been holding since then, and maybe you're at a little bit of a loss, or you bought all the way up here, $1.60, wondering when XRP is going to break out. When this project moves, it moves fast and you can't even prepare for it because in a matter of days, it goes absolutely parabolic. And so that's where the saying flip the switch comes in, because XRP's price moves to the upside at the flip of a switch. So the larger the base, the higher in space. We've been forming this base since June of 2022, arguably all the way back since March of 2020, this upward trending support line. So even if XRP sees a further sell-off to the downside of 44 cents and just holds this support, while Bitcoin is breaking out into 60 to 70K, I'm going to be rotating a lot of my money into XRP because we're continuously coiling up in this symmetrical triangle on the daily charts. We saw a bullish cross back in June of 2023 on the MACD. The last time that we saw a bullish cross was back in October of 2020 before XRP went parabolic. The time before then was in like March of 2017 before XRP went to about 38 cents, then eventually over $3. We're officially in a bull run for Bitcoin. The relative strength index is sitting at levels that we were at pre-breakout during the last bull runs. The total altcoin market is about to break out and go parabolic. Bitcoin is about to go into a halving, and 3 to 12 months after Bitcoin's halving, we go parabolic. Bitcoin's dominance will eventually top out and start to roll over, and all that liquidity is going to flow into altcoins. And just like the last bull run cycle, XRP's chart is playing out almost identical to what happened compared to Bitcoin. The gross debt of the United States continues to grow as they print more money than ever before. We're going into an election year where Joe Biden needs more votes, so pumping the market is the only solution for them. And BlackRock, Fidelity, Van Eck, ARK, 21 shares, and all of the other large institutions are piling in trillions of dollars into the industry, with Larry Fink, the CEO of one of the largest investment companies in the world, saying that it's a flight to quality. A potential Ethereum ETF is coming soon, then eventually that leading to other projects like Chainlink or Solana or potentially XRP. So it makes absolutely no sense to be bearish right now. I'm more bullish than ever before, even though they're most likely going to be corrections on the way up. It makes sense to diversify into other projects so you don't have to wait for your XRP to take off. And then as projects move, you can hedge those and you can move into, stuff like XRP or Bitcoin and be able to grow your large cap positions, trading mid cap to low cap projects. So if you want to see what mid cap and what low cap projects we're the most bullish on for this bull run, I just made a video. It's titled The Top 10 Crypto Coins That Will Make Millionaires, and these projects are under 10 cents. And so don't buy them, don't sell them. It's all educational purposes only. So you guys can watch this video for educational purposes and then make your own decisions and do your own research. But if you also want to see these projects before we make videos, you can go to bullrunners.com and you'll discover our top altcoin picks first. And you'll also get early bird access to our crypto education platform when that goes live. You don't need any crypto trading experience. You click the button on the page. The link will be in the description, not the comments of this video. Again, watch out in the comments, guys. There's a lot of impersonators. We ban hundreds of people every single week from commenting because they try and impersonate us. They try and get you into some WhatsApp or some fake Telegram group. Don't fall for it. The only links that we recommend are in the actual description of this video, or you can just go to bullrunners.com and put in your best email address right now. You'll get instant access to our Telegram group. You'll be subscribed to our daily video newsletter where we give you the best information to help you prepare for the worst that's yet to come in this economy, because together we're backing up our truck all the way to the bank. Beep, 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 boom, backing the trucks into the bank, grabbing the bags, packing them, stacking them, leaving no bags left behind, because we believe the spending power of the dollar is going to continue to go down in value. That's a fact based on inflation. They just keep printing more money. It's debasing your currency. So if you're just saving all your money in your bank account, absolute foolish decision, my man. And I know you understand that. I don't have to insult your intelligence here, but together, you know where we're going. We're going camping on the beaches of the moon, because blockchain tech, distributed ledger technology is going up in interest. So I will see you on the next video. I will see you on bullrunners.com. As always, you know what to do. Stay bullish.